Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. My name's Chris. Today we're going to be talking about some more pliers, but we won't be talking about the Cobra Knipex or the kind of similar knockoff from Harbor Freight with the Doyle line or the Channel Lock 422. We did a previous video on that, which will be linked up above in the cards. Today we're going to be talking about another Harbor Freight Doyle V-notch 10-inch adjustable pliers, as well as the Craftsman Professional made in the USA Robo Grip. We'll also be looking at the Crescent and a Vise Grip, which has happened to be made in the USA as well. So let's get to testing some of the grip strength on these, as well as just some general functionality when it comes to looking at pliers. Just a friendly reminder, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll start things off with the Vise Grip. This happens to be a 10-inch model. This one also happens to be made in DeWitt, Nebraska. Now, IRWIN no longer contracts with a US manufacturer to make a tool like this, so it's going to be based out of Taiwan or China. Something like that, not made in the USA, is going to run you roughly around $12. They're said to have a jaw capacity of the upwards of 1 3/4 to 2 inches, and the width or thickness on the jaws is roughly 3/8 of an inch. Now, the adjustment positions is pretty much unlimited as long as you screw the adjustment to the right length. Now, to get it in place, you need to lock it in place. If it's too tight, you need to back it off so it can clamp in place. Now, depending on the type of material you're using, such as a copper pipe, thankfully we're not using this. The actual material could smash in if you use too much of a clamping force. Now, we'll go ahead and do the jaw bite-in capacity test on here, and you can see that we're able to bite into that product very, very well. You can see that it's not moving. We can jump on it, bounce on it a little bit, and it goes ahead and twists the pipe. So the performance on this is pretty good when it locks in. You just do need to be aware that you don't smash the actual tubing. To unlock it, you need to pop it out. On cheaper brands, sometimes this can come dislodged. Thankfully, the Vise Grip brand here, which is a name brand, happened to be made in the USA, performed very, very nicely. Here we have the Craftsman Professional Robo Grip, which these happen to be made in the USA. They're a slightly older model. They have 9 positions, and that was an auto adjust, which was really neat at the time. It would lock into pretty much any size you needed, and you were good to go. Now, the teeth on this, however, are not very aggressive, and you can see with no matter what kind of clamping force we apply, we're not able to lock into place. So these were never truly marketed as a self-locking tool, but you can see that it clearly would not be able to hold the standing force of our entire body weight. It does, however, work, and you can work smarter instead of harder by flipping the tool around on the same side, but now you are doing a pulling force, and a pushing force is a lot easier to apply, and you can see that it adjusts relatively quickly and allows us to grip on and still provide a decent amount of force when it comes to tightening that pipe. Up next is the Crescent RT410SG. These were typically purchased in a 2-pack. You'd get the 10-inch and the 12-inch for roughly around $25. Now, Crescent has changed the coloring and the handle style over years, so this one's a slightly older model. It has 6 adjustable positions. It features a jaw capacity of roughly around 2 inches, and the width on the jaws are roughly around 3/8 of an inch. Now, the V-notch groove does allow you to bite in fairly well, and you can see that we're able to apply a substantial amount of force to this tool. Now, that's on the first position. You don't have a lot of clamping force there, so we'll go ahead and try it on the second position here. We do have a lot of damage on this pipe because of the Craftsman Roto Grip, but here you can see we're still able to apply all of our body weight and bend that pipe a little bit. So that does have a good amount of clamping force, and that's a pretty decent tool if you can pick it up. So now we'll have a look here at the Doyle from Harbor Freight. This is a 10-inch V-notch groove, 7-position adjustable pliers. It features a jaw capacity of roughly around 2 inches. It has a 3/8 inch thickness for the jaws. This is the cheapest of the bunch, running $8.99 before any discounts or coupon codes. So if you can use a 20% off discount on this, it comes out to be a pretty good deal. Now, we do have a heavily damaged pipe here. Really make sure you're very, very careful because the amount of damage that we've caused on that 1/2-inch pipe is pretty substantial. And those metal shards there, they're very sharp, and they really are not fun to get out of your hands or feet if you're running around barefoot. and see if we can lock into place and put our entire body weight on this tool. Because this pipe is heavily damaged, we're going to have to choke up on that adjustment position, and you can see we're still able to apply a lot of weight when it comes to working with this tool. The other thing to be mindful of is if you are in a pinch, you can see that the handle is able to pull off on these, and so you do need to be mindful and careful when it comes to working with this tool. So our final test is going to be tightening down a 1/2 inch pipe. You can see we're able to lock this in place pretty well in one direction. If we were to apply force in the opposite direction, you can see that you'd need to switch directions or flip the tool around. However, now you're applying a pulling force to remove it, and it is pretty easy to apply a pushing force to these, and it comes right off. So thanks to one of my subscribers that did mention you can just reverse the tool, and it does allow you to remove that pipe. Again, that force of the pulling is not as easy as the pushing, but it would allow you to not have an access issue in a pinch. Here we have the Vise Grips, and these are pretty handy in the sense, assuming that you don't squash the pipe or deform it, you can lock into place, tighten it down. You do need to be mindful of your positioning. You can see that we're not able to disengage it. We can back that off and then open it up. Those are pretty handy in a lot of pinches, not just for pipes, but also holding material together, welding, and all sorts of other things. It has a nice rivet design, and it really works very well. And finally, we have the Craftsman Robo grip, which allow you to put a decent amount of force in a really quick fashion. You do need to rotate or flip the tool. And again, all of those are really, really quick and easy with that self-adjusting auto-locking feature. It doesn't have the most aggressive teeth, but it does work well in a pinch. So what are my final thoughts when it comes to looking at all these products? Well, I'm going to start off and tell you it's all about the longevity of the teeth on here, how it grips in, how they hold, and how they don't disform the product or the thing that you're working on. Just because this says Craftsman Professional and made in the USA doesn't mean it's the best tool. It is pretty cool in the sense that it's auto adjusting and locking, but we found out that it does not apply the most amount of gripping forces when it comes to looking at the teeth and how they're made. I can tell you this product, if you were to try to pick it up today, is not going to be made in America, and it may not be near as strong as what this one was able to do when we applied clamping forces and really deformed the pipe that we're working with here. Now again, just because a product's made in the USA like the Vise Grip product here, doesn't mean it's still made. However, this one is made in DeWitt, Nebraska. It's an exceptional tool and product. However, the Vise Grip company is not in business in the sense that we know it today, was bought out and they shipped all their products overseas, so it's now made in Taiwan or China. But what I can tell you is that the DeWitt factory was bought out by Melco Products and Tools, and this factory is going to be revitalized as we know it and produce the Eagle Grip branded pliers, and we're really excited to see what those look like here in 2020. Now the other tools that we have are the Taiwan-based Harbor Freight Doyle and the Crescent brand here. Now the grip style on these are completely different. Here you have the dip plastic, and here you have that rubber over molding. I really do like the molding on this Crescent branded tool, but it's really hard to say no to the Doyle at $8.99 before any discounts. It's an exceptional tool for the price, and that's what really makes it hard for the USA-based companies, is to produce a tool at a decent price, but I still think channel lock is a great option if you're looking at the two tools side by side. If you still have to pinch your pennies, the Harbor Freight Doyle is definitely going to be where it's at. Now the Crescent branded one is rather on the expensive side when it comes to looking at the 2-pack specifically of this style, but it comes down to how long are the teeth going to last, and is the warranty easy for you? That Harbor Freight warranty is super easy, and they make it super easy to buy your tools. So think twice before you're buying your tools. It's your money, spend it how you want. You can see I have a mix of Taiwan, Chinese, USA-based companies. I buy them all because I love tools. If you love tools and you love this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and give it 2 thumbs down. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, work smarter, not harder, and I'll catch you in the next video. Just a friendly reminder, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.